I'm sitting there like, man, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of Ask Mathis. I'm your host, Reggie Mathis, and rocking with me is my brother, Wild Man, Baron Theo Mound-builder.
What's up, everybody?
Man, bro. Teddy Bridgewater say, man, you know, all I did was try to help the kids.
That's it.
All I try to do is help the kids, and they suspended those boys, man. So, get on with the story right now, man. I saw his Facebook post where he said he basically spent $14,000 out of his own pocket last year, you know. So he was basically saying, hey, I need y'all to chip in. Alums, all that. I need y'all to chip in. And I guess Buddy didn't read the rules, or his advisor ain't tell him, like, hey man, you know, it ain't wide open the way you acting like. You can't just go and solicit bread like that. And so he's sitting them down. He's sitting them down, bro. And is there audio to that? Because I know I sent a few of them. I know one of them I sent to have some audio. If not,
but I'll find some.
Yeah, but I mean, that's basically the thing. I mean, you're talking about hometown hero, goes to the NFL, comes back to coach his alma mater, and take them all the way to the promised land, 3A state title. Like, you would think that's something to be celebrated, right? Yeah. Instead, he is being punished. You know, and then when you're talking about, you know, NIL, name, image, and likeness, you can get it in high school, right? So money is in high school sports now. So what are we really talking about? Like, sometimes, man, people need to get out of their own way, man. They need to get out of their own way.
And then what are you spending money on?
I don't think he got it. But I know last year,
asking for money.
Yeah, because he was like, last year, man, I spent 14 bands. And I give you a perfect example. As the president of the chapter of the last few years, man, our treasurer was like, bro, you know, do you want to know how much money you spent? Because I was like, do I want to know? I was like, man, do I want to know? Because you just doing it. Right. You know what I mean? Like, when you're in a leadership position, you just doing it. You know what I mean? Like, the bounce house that we have that you DJ'd a couple of years, the bounce house, that's $400 for the bounce house. You know, I had Teflon. Teflon did used his billboard truck 1 year. That was $600 for the election. You know, it's just different things that come up, and you know that you go and you do and you help or whatever. And at the end of the day, so when Teddy Bridgewater, you're talking about kids, and you're talking about, you know, 40, 50 kids, you know, 14 grand, food, you know, it's mostly food. Mostly food. It could be camps, you know. Well, you holler at your man Torian Bean. He got a problem if you say sneakers, because he was like, hey man, you know, Nike had a contract when we had the contract when Nike was Dane County. Right. Everybody had shoes. Right. So I hope it wasn't on those shoes. I hope it wasn't on those shoes, because now, you know, Miami-Dade is Adidas. You know, so but no, bro. Like,
man, I coached high school kids, and the older they get, especially in high school, the parents just not there. Yeah, they at the age where the parents be like, go do it yourself, and the kids don't have stuff.
Rob, knock somebody off, because that's what's gonna happen. Right? We know what's gonna happen, and Teddy probably knew what was gonna happen, and he was like, man, that's what, you know, we do what we gotta do. So man,
you gotta transport them. You gotta
feed them,
buy them basic. You gotta do everything.
You gotta buy them. Yeah, man, because like lifts and Ubers, like, bro, you know, I'm leaving sometime, and some of my workers can't, you know, get home sometime, man, and they like, man, you going this way? Man, I ain't going that way. I ain't going that way, but you know what? I can give you a lift. I can send you a lift. So imagine, you know, man, free Teddy, man. They go from a great story to a, you know, just clown story, just like at University of Florida, man. So, University of Florida had the opportunity to have as their president Santa J. Ono. Santa J. Ono was the president of Michigan, University of Michigan. Now, Florida schools always say they want to be on the national level. They want to do all this stuff. And they got this man or whatever. And, you know, our people, they sent it to 3 GOP legislatures, Senator Rick Scott, Representative Byron Donald, and Greg Stubbe, and they all objected, basically saying that Ono failed to support Jewish students at Michigan and of supporting diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. So, University of Florida missed out on this preeminent scholar, man, which make them look real simple. Make them look very, very simple and plain right now. Very simple and plain. You know, and that's just what's going on, man. This, whatever team you on, then that's just what it is. Because what we talking about with Jeffrey Epstein? Jeffrey Epstein, right? We all got common sense, right? If it look like a duck, quack like a duck, right? So, Teddy, if you hanging out with the man, if you praising the man, if you hiring people, or he's hiring people from your establishment, you've been on the plane at least 7 times. You're on the logs, sir. At least 7 times. Now they can't say he was at the island, but 7 times you at least on the plane. And then your own words says, you know, some people say he like women just as much as I like women. Everybody know how much I like women. His tends to be a little bit on the younger side. That's his words. Those are his words, right? And then they say, hey, we got all the stuff. We got the list right here. That's what our Attorney General said. Pam Bondi. She said, I got the list on my desk. When it goes from I got the list on my desk to there's nothing to see here.
Nothing at all.
Nothing.
What?
This is closed. You guys are still on that?
Come on.
Y'all still talking about that?
Give it up.
So we got a whole, like, this is a prison, bro. This is not a 7-Eleven. It's a whole prison that has a minute of tape missing before the man comes up dead.
I've been saying he's dead. He's just on the island, chilling. Somewhere else, mixed in.
I mean, if anybody would do it on that island, Michael Jackson, Tupac, Elvis,
A lot of people on that.
Michael Jackson, Tupac, JFK Jr. They all on that. They all on that island. They all Biggie. They all on that island, bro. They all on that island, man. But whatever it is, bro, I don't know, man. And I was just like the last week, I was telling, you know, our MAGA guy in here, I was with you. I was with you, bro. I'm like, bro, I'm starting to feel the MAGA vibe. I'm starting to feel the MAGA-ish. So that was the first time that I was like talking like, yeah, man, he did. Yeah, I like what he said. Yeah, cool. He done stood up to Vladimir Putin. You know, told Putin, bro, you got 50 days. He said, man, you got 50 days. Now, what do you think Putin gonna do? He gonna bomb the hell out of Ukraine for the next 50 days. He gonna bomb the hell out of them for the next 50 days. He got 600,000 troops lined up, ready to just go in there, just go down.
Every other day, the night before, it says Putin dropped more bombs than
Bruh.
every day. It's more.
He ain't
more.
even. He not even fighting fair, bro.
No,
He not even fighting fair. And now, speaking of the bombs, you know, president say, "Hey man, who stopped giving them the defensive weapons? Dog, we thought that's what you wanted, man. Well, who? Defense Secretary? Man, shit. Me? Well, hold on. The president said it wasn't him, and the Secretary of Defense said it wasn't me. What's going on here?
So what? Now they said that they got the stuff and NATO bought it, and then NATO is
right now they saying look, now they saying okay, look, this is what we gonna do. This, hey, now you got me watching BMF. Because this reminds me of like what I'm seeing in BMF right now. Hey, we're going to holler at the boys in St. Louis.
That's it.
Tell the boys in St. Louis.
Hold that.
Tell the boys in St. Louis, hey, y'all go ahead and give them that, and I'll come back with y'all re-up. Okay, NATO, y'all already got the Patriots. So I need y'all to go ahead and get them to them, and then we'll get them to y'all's, and then we'll let y'all, you know, buy them from us.
That's a good deal. I think that's good. When I heard that, I was like, that's not bad.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. I'm starting to speak Trump. I'm starting to speak his language. I'm starting to speak the language. I'm starting to speak the language of Trump. We needed a Trump, bro. We needed a Trump. I just don't know how bad it's gonna be.
You gotta look at the end of the day.
I just don't know how bad it's gonna be. I just read that they done got one of my Morehouse brothers. He in ICE right now, man. In Texas. In Texas. He in Alcatraz.
You see, the Haitians been fighting back. Flatbush, Haiti.
But you know that you can't win. Now you know you can't win. You cannot win on that. You know, you can go out there, you can make a little noise, but you can't win when it comes to that. So I'm just saying, man, this thing with Epstein, you know, I'm not saying that that's going to be the end, but I think, you know, I think that coupled with the ICE stuff, I think the midterms might be ugly. I think we might have our first African-American Speaker of the House in Hakeem Jeffries. I think, you know, the Senate is a whole nother animal, but, you know, Hakeem Jeffries might just come in there, bro, and do his thing. Yeah, I mean, because it's you know, I think he's on his best behavior right now.
So what is Crockett? What is she going for? She's the House Speaker?
No. Oversight committee, because the guy who was on it, he's like 70-something. He's having like health issues, so he having to fall back. So they like putting her up for it or whatever, because she making noise on the AOC. But if you go to AOC to Crockett, I think that'll be to the Democrats' peril. Like, I like both of them, but I think that'll be to their peril because they too far. They too far to the left. They too far to the left, man. Don't nobody want none of that, bro. As a father to 3 daughters, I do not want somebody born a man competing with them. I do not want somebody that was born a man going into the bathroom with them. I don't want somebody that was born a man.
I don't know why they want to die.
Like, why you want to die on that hill, bro? Like I don't want somebody who was born a man in, you know, competing. You know, my daughters come home like I did all I can. Especially what if one of them decide they want to go in the box. And they come home, they all broken up. They all broken up. They all broken up, bro. I'm running out. I'm going in. I'm jumping in the ring. I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail. I'm running in.
Hey, have you seen the Ugandan wrestling?
No.
Oh man, you got it on social media.
What is on?
On social media.
Oh, it's not on regular.
No, not yet, but it will be. Because they do it in the dirt.
Yeah,
it's women and men.
Okay. Yeah, I saw him when they be having the big heavy set guys that's coming in there.
Right.
Okay, but I didn't know what it was. I've caught a couple memes. I caught a couple memes. What we got right here with Anthony Anderson, man? What are you talking about? Anthony Anderson trying to get
late night.
Yeah, Anthony Anderson trying. Oh yeah, he was filling in for Jimmy Fallon. That's right. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Viral for laying out 10 steps to autocracy. Run us through those steps so we all know.
Okay, so this happens in every nation that has become an autocracy, having been a democracy. So whether we're talking about Brazil with Bolsonaro, or India, or Putin and Russia, the Philippines with Duterte. So start with winning an election.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the last one you're going to get to have for real. Number two, you have an expansion of executive power. The president decides he wants more than he's supposed to have. Number three, you start to make the Congress complicit. So you weaken them and you neutralize or neuter the judiciary. Like, oh, I don't know, the Supreme Court giving you unfettered power and saying we don't have the ability to stop things. Then you move on to firing all of the people who know how to make government work. So you gut the civil service. And you do that because you want to break democracy so people forget the stuff that used to get done. So you can't get your Social Security check. So the CDC doesn't know what diseases are anymore. Mm-hmm. Then you put in place these loyalists, people who are only responsive to you. You put them in charge of the FBI so they go after your enemies. You put them in charge of the Department of Justice, the Department of Defense, so they can signal to their friends and tell them all about the evil plans that you have. Then you make certain that you break how we communicate. So you criticize the media and you create your own echo chamber of propaganda. You call it truth even though you know you're lying. Then you go to the next step, and I call that step 7. So at step 7, you have to blame someone. You have to blame people for the broken government, for the broken promises. So you go after DEI. You go after the vulnerable, the dispossessed. You go after any community that doesn't look like what you think power should be. While you're doing that, you make certain that you, in step 8, you eliminate anybody who could help them. So you sue law firms that do pro bono cases. You go after philanthropies and accuse them of giving money to the wrong people. You go after colleges and universities that can teach people possibly what else they should know. You get to step 9 and you start to encourage and incentivize private violence. You send the U.S. Marines into spaces they should not be. You send the National Guard in. You kidnap people off of the streets and pretend that's normal, because that's how you quiet dissent. Because you make everyone afraid that if they don't do what you want, they might be next. And once you've done those 9 steps, step 10 is easy. That's when you decide there won't be new elections, because everyone's either afraid, poor, broken, or complicit.
Okay. Wow. Well,
what say you? Sounds good. She went to Spelman. They saved me. Tax lawyer. Doing that thing, made up bread.
I think she. Okay, where was these steps at before Trump got off? She's trying to make it seem like he's going by this.
Well, Bernie Sanders, no, I don't think he's definitely going. I don't think he knows he's going by a playbook. Stephen Miller knows. Stephen Miller knows the playbook. Project 2025 know the playbook.
I'm saying, where, if these were the steps, where were they at before he got in office? Where's it? It just sounds like she's just describing what he's doing.
No, you look at oh man, what's the country in Europe? The guy, he really likes him. What's the country that he really likes the guy? Right? No. He don't like the guy. He don't like Macron in France. No, he got a strong man over there. Because this is not a country that we talk about a lot. You know, it's not England, it's not France, it's not Belgium, it's not Denmark. But the guy's a strong man. He's a strong man. He likes the guy over Turkey, Erdogan. He likes
the guy who came here at the time.
Yeah. He really likes him. He really likes that guy. I can't think of the country right now, but he really digs him. And I think what she's doing is she's just telling you how it's happened in other places. Like she described how it happened in Brazil. She's saying how it happened in Chile, how it happened in India, like how these things occur, even in China. Because remember, when Xi Jinping came to power, he changed it where he made himself president for life. Like he, it changed up. So I think they're just saying in studying these other places where it has happened, it has occurred. Even if you go back in history, you look at Germany and look how, if you're familiar with how Adolf Hitler rose to power, he came from just a dude out there screaming, on the road like a town crier, to getting in and getting folks and the blame, and they, I think a lot of that stuff, the propaganda you're using to talk about, to compare it to, and I'm not doing that. And from the things that I've seen, Trump is acting more like a president than he did the first term.
He put everything together so he could do his job.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So I'm just trying to stay as objective as I can, because sitting there crying about it is not going to do anything about it. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna reluctantly benefit from these tax cuts. Right, I'm gonna quietly just go ahead and deal with these tax cuts right now, and I'm gonna quietly just take advantage of whatever he can do with this economy and get it together, because I agree with him as far as NATO. Now, why should we be the guardians of the whole world? Especially with Germany running around with so much cash. And they sitting there like, hey, if they gonna do it, why we gonna do it? They gonna do it, why we gonna do it? Because all the presidents just be like, we got it. Because remember we saw that graphic the other day that shows how many more aircraft we have than everybody else. They're like, oh, they got it.
Overkill.
They got it. So it's like, hey man, let's make these people, instead of the 2% that they supposed to be paying, Buddy got them paying 5%. They wasn't even paying 2%. Now he got them paying 5%. Man, that's a good thing. Can we not celebrate that? Can we not be like, yo, bro, that's how it's supposed to be?
I think Democrats are trying to go the same fear-mongering strategy that got Trump in office. If you're going to beat the man on substance.
You got to beat him with love. You got to beat him with love. You got to beat him with substance. You got to say, man, that's not the society that we want. Like, we don't want a brawl society. We don't want, like, every time your school and my school link up, we know it's going to be a brawl. We know it's going to be a fight. We know whoever wins, the other side going to be like they cheated. Like, that's what I'm tired of. And I think that's what a lot of folks are tired of. Like, we tired of just being beat over the head.
But like, when you think about it, like, is democracy anywhere in the Constitution?
No. I mean, I will say the closest principle, one man, one vote. But one man, one vote, we know wasn't the case for a long time. E pluribus unum, out of many, one, and we know that wasn't the case. That whole thing growing up, and you talk about the melting pot, like you like, oh, the melting pot, everybody's in here, you come out as one group. Folks is like, I don't like that so much.
I think that the democracy thing is the charade, and the republic is what it's all about, because that's what everything says, is to the republic for which it stands.
And what's your point with that? Because all the republic means is it's just a practical way to govern, as opposed to democracy, where they claim to have had what's called direct democracy in Athens. Where basically you get tapped to leave your farm, and then you go and you're in the Senate, and you could be running the whole country for X amount of time, and then when you finish, you go back to your farm and do whatever, and the people vote. But even there, everybody didn't vote, that was in there. So has there ever really been a true democracy? Because it's always been a distinction, as far as, felons, as far as folks under 18
Some people that just
at
don't
time,
wanna vote.
women, right? Folks who just say, man, I don't want to do it. So Republicans basically saying the folks who put themselves out there, you got to put yourself out there, and it's not easy to do. So I respect, even though I don't like. So I can respect, but not like. I do not like politicians. Like politicians, when they come, when I'm in church, and then you already know
Unless
when
they
you see
give me money.
when you see about five, you see about 5, 6 of them show up to church. About 5, 6 of them show up to church.
Election time.
Everybody in there looking around like, yeah, okay, all right, okay. They're about to come up
Yeah.
and
See y'all in 2 years.
you know, right. See y'all when it's time to come ask for some more money.
But that's what, to me, it's like there's a charade that has to be in place for people to follow. But that's just to follow. There's this whole section over here is where everything's really going on. You got all these people that's thinking they are a part of.
Because I think to your point, I think what you are demonstrating is that in America, and maybe I'm sure other places, but if you have enough bread, it doesn't matter what kind of system is running. You're gonna get yours. You gonna get yours. You're gonna
Unless
get
it's
yours.
Unless it's a
Unless
true
you
dictatorship.
or you piss off the wrong person.
Like back in
Because
the
even
days.
Putin, where I think we would admit that's close to a dictatorship, if you want to say it's a dictatorship. But even when Putin got folks he got to answer to. The oligarchs, the ones that, Buddy got his own little government. And y'all remember the one guy, how he answered, with the Wagner force, they was the only ones winning. And then Buddy got the big head and started marching his folks towards Moscow. And Putin said, man, come on, I'm holler at you. I'm holler at you. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Let me holler at you, though. Let me holler at you. Boy went in there and met with Putin. And somebody said the only reason why, Putin agreed to, let him come and let him leave is so he would know exactly where he'd be and so they can go ahead. Because he was dead, within the month. Yeah. He's gone.
After his vacation. He's take on a long vacation.
Yeah. And he's still doing that. He's still doing that. And one of the things that, folks used to say when they come in there talking about Trump when he was running is how he admired Putin and how they do stuff. How the internment camps, like the Chinese. Remember when the last time we spoke about the wicked people, the Muslims in China, that they got in these camps, Buddy liked all that. And so if you don't happen to be one of those people, that they just grabbing, you sitting there like, hey, hey, like you should have listened. You saw the lady came on the radio. She came on 99 Jams. She came on Hot 105. She said, hey, take these $1,000 and go back. Wait till the coast is clear. And then come back. We got you, but right now we gotta get everybody out. And what are they doing? Effectively, they scan the hell out of everybody. They scan the hell out of everybody. Is that not an effective? It's an effective tactic because otherwise, people are saying there's no way he can do it. It's impossible. You can't get rid of 12 million people.
Yep.
Well, you know what? You scare enough people. You scare enough people. You go in there and say, you know what, man? We gonna build it. We gonna build a camp in the middle of the Everglades. No shade. Mosquitoes the size of elephants, somebody said. They said mosquitoes the size of elephants. And then Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz, man, you see her report, Teddy T. She said the place where they are urinating and defecating is the same place they got a little spigot coming out that they washing, brushing their teeth. And they think they making folks who like, ooh, no. What they doing, they be like, hey, that boy, Trump. Hey, tell him what are the men doing? What are the men doing? The men will be like, hey, boy, that boy Trump, he said what he said, and he trying to do it. And he picked the right one with Holman.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that dude look like he'll take his mama to jail. Man, that man look like he'll take his mama to jail and a bumper head. Putting in
what's the thing they having the problem with ICE making a deal with Miami when the Miami mayor's Spanish, the police is Spanish, and they're supposed to be making a deal to work directly with ICE.
Yeah, FIU just finalized their deal. And if FIU can do it, they like, phew, whatever. And the camp, man, bro, they done lost.
We don't even talk about the self deportations.
Yeah,
a lot of those.
Yeah,
gotta be, bro.
It's more than the
think about it.
Right.
Think about it.
Because they know they
Bruh,
don't want to get caught.
It's just a matter of time.
Right.
When you at that point where it's just a matter of time,
you don't want them to run up on you like that.
Bruh, they will. And
your kids ain't even safe at elementary school.
And by having all these agreements with municipalities, police force, all these folks to come in, they basically saying like, you get pulled over for speeding, and what you spoke me for? What you want coming over? Stop! You think you just do? You just wear your mic, wear your radio, right? Listen,
you got one.
1 out of 12. You got one. You got a lineman right now. So, hey, sir, you mind if I hold your keys right quick? Hold them keys. No problem. Un momentito. They come in, hey man. They see, they surrounded. And it's like, yo, bro, I just ran to get a 6-pack. That's what I be thinking about. The little errands that folks is running.
Yes, a lot of people don't even like to go out now. They go to work and come home.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Because it be the little errands. It be the little errands that folks is running. It's like, oh man, Netflix and chill. Man, but you know what? They really got this, man. I'm going right out to the corner and get over there. I'll be right back. You like, you calling? The phone ringing, because it's gonna be ringing. Next thing you know, it's going straight to voicemail. Like, hey, what happened? What's going on? And then you track the phone, and like, hey,
way down south.
hey,
hold on.
So here's a serious question. As Black people, do we get in and be like, hey, even though y'all ain't jump behind Black Lives Matter, we gonna come in and help with y'all cause?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
No.
Step.
Absolutely not. I mean, I could understand. Okay, I don't want this to come off as racist. But
you are, but go ahead.
Just because I prefaced it like that, I can understand deporting the Spanish people more than the Haitian people.
Why?
Because the Spanish people, they don't assimilate to American culture. They bring their own culture over here. The Haitian people, they more American than the Americans. They may wave their little Haitian flag every now and then, but they're not trying to speak Creole. They're not trying to make you speak Creole. The Spanish people, they want you to speak Spanish. And that's the difference. It's the assimilation of culture.
Here's a little funny thing, and I'm just gonna let that marinate right there, man. I'm gonna let that marinate because I think y'all some racists.
Not even now, we pro-Americans. That's really what it boils down to. Because if we can't have nothing for ourselves and we let them.
I just want to get to I just want the truth, man. I just want to get to the truth. And what I mean by that is people to agree to the same facts and the same interpretation. Man, when Kellyanne Conway came back in that first administration, bro, with the phrase alternative facts, that was the beginning of the end for a lot of the stuff, bro, because people can't agree on the same stuff. Like in Texas, they're saying like, bro, there was $10 million that was given to the state of Texas during the Biden administration, specifically for that region, and instead of getting the sirens, getting the warning system, or doing some other stuff, they basically rejected it as communist. They called it communist, and then put $7 million into the local law enforcement, right? To buy like some vehicles. Like one was a $250,000, one of those big like tanks for a population of 50,000. So you got one of those tanks, and then another one just to like shore up some other stuff. In essence, toys. Law enforcement toys, and then pay the retired sheriff $1 million to run the program, right? And then even do where I heard one of those bells, and this is when you get into the weeds, and I hate that I'm even saying it, but one of those alarms say only costs $50,000. $50,000 for the alarm. And then Christy Nome was on all the Sunday shows yesterday, and she was talking about how, FEMA, ain't nobody been fired, ain't nobody was not there. And then the lady's like saying, well, we got the call log that says it was over 15,000 calls, and they only answered like 2% of the calls. What's up? She's like, all the calls was answered. That's what I'm saying. Like,
just say anything.
And it reminds me of like COVID, when the vaccine was first, it wasn't even out yet. But folks were saying, COVID's been here a long time. Look at Clorox. And one of the things on there is like it kills COVID-19 or like whatever it was. So folks were saying that one of the firemen had called like 10 hours before, talking about, are they gonna do red alert and all that? And then the lady was like, well, we gotta go to the people gotta decide. Whoever supervisor has to decide if we're gonna go to that. But somebody was already seeing that the water was rising and that this thing was going on, this thing was gonna be bad. But it was like, now supervisor gonna make the call, and they didn't make that call for 10 hours. You're talking about kids at a Bible camp, man, at a Christian camp, bro, dying like in their sleep, man. That's a horrible way to die, bro. Ooh, you were saying that the other day. See, that ties in with that Jeff Epstein. That ties with the Jeff Epstein stuff.
Let's go back to 1992.
And Plato's
in the basketball game, and 10 people get killed. And ever since then, people's been in. It's just like gangs, death in, death out. That's where they get it from. These are rituals every time. And then look at Travis Scott's, same thing. 10 people died in his situation. Look what Travis Scott is. You know what I'm saying?
What it take to get in?
Blood in, blood out.
Teddy.
When you just look at it, when you look at all these situations, what's the main thing? And when I saw it was just kids and older women and at a Christian camp. That's blasphemy. That's on purpose.
Man, Teddy. Oh man, what are you smoking? Yeah,
good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Because my mind is too like chained. My mind is too chained to just let it go like that. But sometimes stuff happen like that. Sometimes things happen like that. But you have to be. You gotta be able to let go and basically go in there. You gotta be on shrooms. You gotta be on.
That's the beginning part. We had that all weekend.
You gotta be on. You gotta be on shrooms,
See, for
bro.
me, I've been on this, always on this other side. I haven't really been, I'm not educated.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But your mind allows like certain things that you see to be like cool. Versus like, no, that's not we're not even seeing what we think we're seeing based on how we are, just based on the body, the way the body is comprised, like what we think, how we see and all that. It's not even the way we see it. But man, bruh, this Hot Boy situation is crazy. Hot Boy, is just getting out, man. And now he back in because it's like Hot Boy is like, bro, I got to have that 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. And why wouldn't he?
That's what type of lifestyle you got.
That's what I'm saying, bro. If you this is the way for you to raise your children, raise your kids, or whatever. Like, why shouldn't you be allowed to have a firearm inside of the home?
Well, it means it can make the felon.
But that's why I said inside of the home. Inside of the home.
I have a situation right now. My homeboy, he was a convicted felon, and these dudes came in and tried to rob him. And he shot both of them in the house, but they pulled him out the house because he was a convicted felon. He had drugs in the house. I was like, no, bro, you'd be better off taking that stuff out and leaving them in. Now, 5 years later, they catch him and he gets double life. But they wasn't murdered. It was manslaughter because they didn't die from the gunshot. They laid out there so long, they bled to death. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he's trying to come back and get right now. But it's the same situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, when you think about the Sean Taylor situation, and there are elements of that in that. Because remember, Sean Taylor was on probation because dudes had stole his ATV, and he went down there and got his ATVs back with that thing. And when he ended up getting those back, somebody called the police and he got prosecuted. So when the guys who went into the house, they went in there to burglarize the house. They thought he was because the Redskins at that time was playing against Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay. And they assumed he was with the team, and and these are folks who he had given access to his crib. So these folks who got access to his crib, they like, man, when we was at the crib, Buddy had a whole stash. You know what I mean? That's an easy lick. And went in there and he was there with a little weapon, but he couldn't have that fire that he would have had, where he would have still been here, would have probably, been in the hall, going into the Hall of Fame as a player, as opposed to posthumously, being dead. But that's a whole thing, man. Having the ability to protect yourself, like, as a Republican, as a, libertarian, a Second Amendment should be the Second Amendment. Second Amendment, you should have a right to bear arms. You should have a right to bear arms. And so if you're a convicted felon, it's like there should be, you should be able to, in my opinion, you should be able to have one in your house for protection.
I think if you are a non-violent convicted felon, you should be able to have a firearm.
Yeah, because, bro, you talking about, if the government, I mean, it's a lot similar to, I would say, folks who ain't never been to the countries that they been, deported to. They ain't never been there, bro. Like, we should be able to do something about that. You came here at 3 years old. You didn't even know. Man, a 3-year-old, bruh, you came here at 3 years old. You didn't even know. You went to school here all your life. You as American as everybody else. And then it comes tell you, bro, you ain't no citizen. You gotta go, and you done messed around and done caught a felony while you was here, younger, dumber, and now they like, okay, buddy, we sending you to Haiti. That's being run by gangs. Straight up gangs, bro. Imagine that, bro. You get dropped off in Port-au-Prince.
Well, I don't have sympathy for people who commit crimes like that.
Bruh, somebody that came here at 3 years old and ended up doing something, man. I'm glad you perfect. I ain't perfect. I ain't perfect, and I can tell you some things that I did, you know, as a young adult. Some things that I did as a young adult that could have landed me in prison, but for God. So I don't even play on X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Because
Anybody could be in
Bruh,
a situation. You don't never know what kind of
the purchase of cocaine is a 2nd-degree felony. You can get up to 15 years in prison. I bought 10 rocks. Thinking I'm about to be Nino. The biggest.
I'm in love with the cocoa.
Bruh, I'm thinking I'm about to be the biggest dope boy. Starting off with my 10, and I had my little homeboy with me, and me and my homeboy, that's what it is. We like, boom. And he was ready to go out there and serve him for me. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get him. Give this right here, cut him up. You know, just bring me back 100. You keep 100. So I'm going 50-50 with him. Problem is, he ain't never bring back no money. Because he was like G. He was like G Money in New Jack City. Found out that the little girls on Hammondville and what they doing for the. So as a young man, he basically took all the work. He done took all the work and claimed that he done, you know, tricked off with all of it. But hey, but God, I could have been. That's 15 years also, at 19.
Also, I do see a big distinction between victimless crimes and
crimes of violence, like robbing somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Breaking into somebody's house.
Exactly.
You know, pistol whipping an old lady.
You catching a felony off of drugs and stuff. That's you gave somebody a choice to buy that drug. You didn't force that on anyone.
Your boy want the death penalty.
Huh?
Your boy want the death penalty for people who end up overdosing. He want the death penalty.
Well, I
have
to see the context. No, I never said I'm with him 100%.
Okay. All right, well, no, that's
I have to see the context. If
those folks with the like in like Fort Pierce, like, oh man, you been to Fort Pierce lately, bro? That crystal meth people. Bro, woo, man.
If you chose to take that drug and you overdose,
I agree.
I don't put that on the on the dealer. But if that dealer laced that drug with something that you did not choose,
but bro, you buy it off the street. That's the thing, bro. It's like if you go and buy barbecue off the street. And you come in there like, man, boy, Willie got a good taste on it or whatever. And you come and find out what that good taste is, and Willie is doing something. Willie doing like Fred Sanford did when they making them salads, lacing it with that cannabis. Willie putting some peanut stuff in there.
The difference
and you
is
got
deception.
The peanut oil.
Now, if deception leads to death, then the person who deceived should face consequences for it.
Okay. All right.
Because even like on the street right now, there's not a lot of. Everything is too good for everything. It's only those spots because there's people who want that mix. It's just like when you do heroin and the best high is when you die.
Yeah, you got me watching. Hey, you got me watching BMF right now, right? You got me watching the BMF marathon, and what just happened? There was like one hit. Mm-hmm. They like one hit. They on the one hit, so they own that. So they should get whatever they get. Yeah, I'm not gonna down that hill. I'm not gonna down that hill, but I am gonna just basically say, but for, there go I, and so I'm gonna be a little more empathetic, when it comes to folks, where it's like, I ain't always just been, this lawyer that ain't never do nothing wrong and nothing like that. But I've done wrong.
That's this minor stuff. You from Florida? What? You from South Florida? What else can we do?
I'm gonna leave it at that, because I do believe, what I mean. You keep it to yourself. Yeah, keep it to yourself.
Right.
You keep it to yourself. But shout out to Kodak, man.
Speaking of people under the influence,
hey, bro, man. Was Kodak just a short bus guy, or he really? I don't know. But shout out to Kodak. Kodak, like, I do that. Man, shout out to Kodak, man, and the city of Pompano for giving him this stuff. He bought air conditioning units. He done paid rent for the folks over there in Golden Acres, right across the street from the Ugly Corner. All that stuff, man, and. Like, folks be asking me about Ugly Corner and be asking about Golden Acres, man. Bro, I've probably went in the Golden Acres growing up maybe twice. There's this Puerto Rican girl in there. We used to call it Puerto Rican Project. I went in there like twice. But, I don't know much about it because, that ain't my part of town. Look at it. You my new daddy?
Across the street a few weeks ago. They brought it up to me. I say, no, please, I don't want it. I swear to God, no, don't give. I swear to God, this is not what I do anything for. I was like, please, I don't want the spotlight. He gave it to me. God, Yahweh, get all the glory. I'm nothing. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
On behalf of the city of Pompano Beach.
And he on his best behavior, bro. Bro, he was on his.
Right, he's still standing up.
Bro was on his best behavior right there, man. It was like, that. Yeah. Like, who is it that can get to him? And I thought it was Gucci Poochie. I ain't even seen Gucci Poochie in a minute. I ain't even seen Gucci Poochie in a minute. Yo, man, can we say what's up with Jim Jones, man? Like, Teddy, I've been waiting to talk to you about Jim Jones, man. Jim Jones is sitting there working out at, 51, 52? 51, 52. And he out there, like, on the corner.
He look great for his age.
Oh, no, he look great. No, but I'm saying, you got to see, I don't know if I sent it to you, but Jim Jones came with a response to this right here. So you can see this rap. I think he does it without curse words. I think he did it without curse words, man. He really, the clips, man. You can that's an example.
Seems like Jim Jones at war with everybody.
Well, because it's good, because it gives him.
Yeah, because he right now, bro, I guarantee you, his sales is increased. I promise you, his sales increased.
New song too, so that's why all this.
Yeah.
Happens.
I always like Jim Jones because even his own camp disses himself. Even Cam them don't mess with him right now.
Because he left and got his own money and did his own thing.
Let's see what the clips got to say about Jim Jones. Everybody mess with him.
Possession. Too much enamel covers your necklace. I buy bitches, you buy them sections. You buy watches, I buy collections. Misery's fueling your aggression. Jealousy's turned into obsession. Reality TV is mud wrestling. Some sign checks I know better than. Beware my name that there's delicate. You know I know where you're delicate. Crush you to pieces, I hum a breath of it. I will close your heaven for the hell of it. There seems to be valor amongst veterans. I'm watching your fame escape relevance. We all in a room, here's the elephant. Chasing a feature out of your element. And those lab diamonds under inspection. The question marks block your blessings. There's no tombstones in the desert. Run from the spirit of repossession. Too much enamel covers your neck.
Okay. Now, Jones did one, man, but I think he got some cursing in that. Jim Jones be very aggressive. He's very aggressive, man. It's like Nas still has not responded.
He
Right?
shouldn't. No, shouldn't.
And of course not. Nas still has not responded.
On this level.
Yo, let's petty. Since we on petty, how about this for petty? The man said, "Hey, let me get that." you got Kevin Durant coming and say, "Hey, dog, you know what I mean? Like, I'm about, I'll probably be here a year or two. You know how it go. Let me get that." Nah, B.
I'm good.
Say respect, though, bro. Say
Like, all right, buddy. Because Kevin, like I like Kevin Durant. I thought he was, soft spoken to himself. No, he is very outgoing, and is extremely intelligent, highly intelligent. That's one of the things, man, that I did not know about these NBA guys, man. These NBA guys a lot of them are super smart.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys are super smart.
What's Jason Brown surprised me.
Oh yeah, for
Boston.
That dude, he's like MIT smart. He lecture at MIT. Like, what he doing? Real. Okay, this for 10. There's certain things I find, I say, man, just for 10. From all the stuff he talking about. The richest family. 300.
Own Post. They don't need fame. They run the system. The Cargills. They own more of your food than any company on earth. From your cereal to global grain, this family feeds the world. The Kochs, oil, gas, paper, politics. Quiet rulers of the conservative machine. They don't run for office. They sponsor those who do. And while they push anti-regulation, they sell you napkins. Number 3, the Mellons, old steel big banks, the original quiet capital. Their name lives in universities, but their money lives in shadows. Number 4, the Tisch family. Ever heard of them? They run Lowe's Corp and help shape UPS. Billionaires in banking, insurance, and football. Number 5, the DuPonts. Still rich, still dead. Their chemicals built America and polluted it. Their story includes murder, madness, and monopoly. 6, the Waltons. You shop Walmart, they run the supply chain. Paid billions while workers get cents. They own the skies and the town below. Number 7, the Bloombergs. Data, media, power, influence. He can swing elections and markets. Wall Street literally runs on his software. Soft power with sharp reach, quiet but everywhere. These families own more land than most countries. And what's behind the curtain? Trusts, art, history itself. Their donations don't come with receipts. Just favors. They fund the schools that educate future presidents. And yes, they fund the media that shapes your view of them. They don't trend, they don't dance, they dominate. Their ancestors ran railroads. Their kids run the internet. You'll never visit, you'll never be invited. That's the point. Most aren't. That's the power of being off the radar. Cargill, Koch, Mellon, Tisch, DuPont, Walton,
Is that not the opposite of hip-hop culture? You gotta tell somebody, man, I went and bought, some $5,000 shoes that I'm wearing one time. Folks be like, wow. Yeah, 3.0 GPA, University of Colorado on the football team, Cap.
No way.
Cap.
Why you hating on the black man?
I'm not hating on. Hey, bro. Travis got out of there playing 2 positions and a 4.0.
Hey.
Yeah, you believe that? You believe that?
I'm going to believe it just like I believe when they put out articles about their people.
Hey, like I said, if this was the HBCU, then you can make that conversation. Most of his players are not at Colorado. So I'm saying all of them. I'm saying Cap. Not that they don't have the 3.0, but I'm saying he ain't gonna have a whole lot of nuclear physicist courses that they end up taking. We used to say basket weaving. A lot of basket weaving and PE and cooking and pop culture, stuff like that. I can't do it. I can't do it.